What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today, guys, I got another dyno video for you, but this one is one that I'm really excited to bring you. This 2015 392 Challenger is a car that came into the shop a year ago. Now, it's got a Whipple on it, and it came into the shop with a blown motor in it. And the owner, unfortunately, bought the car under the pretenses that it had a built motor in it. He soon found out that it did not. So it came into the shop. Joe here at 5 Bar, they built up a 426 for it, a stroker motor. It's got Thitek heads on it. It's got a big blower cam in it. They had to rebuild the blower. They had to rebuild everything. The stock stuff was no good, so everything's new in the car. But what I want to do before we go into the dyno session, okay, is to show you the history behind the car. This car, like I say, came into the shop. They tore it down. The engine was expired. I'm going to show you what that engine looked like. And let me say, it's pretty unbelievable what happened to it. So let me show you that engine. Let me show you what that's all about.
Was told by the previous owner that it had a built bottom end. I think he found out that it did not put a rod through the block. So we're tearing it apart right now. We're going to do a 426 cubic inch motor, custom cam, custom heads, see what it'll do. I'm going to send the blower out because there's a couple chunks of metal that went through the blower. So
right, you can see the damage. Look at the hole in the block.
See the other one on the other side.
Man. All right, here's a look at the hole in the other side of the block. If you can see in there some of the damage, some of the parts and pieces. It looks like there's a connecting rod in there. It's just all messed up. There you go. There you can see it. That's what's left of the internals. See the weight on the crank. I'm with Joe, and we pulled the cylinder head off of that motor. Let's go take a look. Let's look inside. Man, take a look at that, guys. You can see what's left of the connecting rods. They're all mangled up. And if you look way down in there, you can see the pistons laying at the bottom of the pan. I have never seen damage like this, Joe. How often do you see something like this?
Well, I mean, when you try to put a lot of boost through a stock bottom end, unfortunately it happens. You just... again, we never worked on this car. He bought this car with the blower and everything on it. He was told that it was a forged bottom end. Obviously, he found that out that it was not.
Unbelievable.
But yeah, it happens, unfortunately.
All right, there's a look at the Whipple. It's up here on the shelf, kind of tucked away out of the way, but this Whipple's full of metal. That engine pretty much disintegrated, sent metal everywhere, so this blower's gonna have to get sent out and get fixed up. Man, I gotta tell you, this thing is just hammered. I can't imagine what it was like when this thing let go.
Yeah.
It's like a grenade went off in the motor.
Pretty much. Well,
as you can see, guys, that engine was toast. Honestly, and I can't say how many times in my life I've seen an engine that looked like that. It was total disintegration. It looked like a grenade went off in the thing. I can't imagine what it was like to be in the car when that thing let go, but I bet it was pretty ugly. But hey, over here at 5 Bar, like I say, they built up a 426 for this thing with Thitek heads, a nice big blower cam. Let me show you that. I got a lot of video footage on what it was like to put the new motor together. So let me show you what that's all about. So here's the short block. This is a typical stock block for the 392. Big heavy cast iron block, but this is what keeps them strong. But this is a stroker. This is a 426. Just came back from the machine shop. You can see the pistons. I believe that we dropped the compression a little bit on this motor. I also understand that the heads just came in, so we'll be able to go inside and take a look at the heads. Here's a look at the block. She's looking pretty good. We're going to install it in the big Mopar. All right, so here's the cylinder head. These are the new set of heads that we're going to put on that new 426 stroker for the 2015 Challenger. These heads are brand new. You can see from looking at the combustion chambers that they've all been CNC machined, and they're not any aftermarket head. They're just a stock casting, and they've been run through a CNC program. So I want to show you these heads, guys. They look pretty nice. All right, so here's a good look at the combustion chambers. You can see brand new valves, right? The combustion chambers have all been reshaped, polished, CNC program. That's they're all redone. And just coming around here to the exhaust port, try to get you guys a good look at it. Trying to get the flashlight in there, but it's just creating a little bit of glare. But there you go. There you can see how nice the inside of the exhaust ports look. Nice work. Man, really incredible what they can do these days. His top side of the head, you can see all the valves, beehive valve springs. I'm gonna have to check with Joe, find out what the what the pressures are, seat pressure, open pressure, stuff like that. And then here's the intake side. Man, look at the size of the ports. Now these heads, like I say, they've been all CNC machined, and they're going on top of a 426 stroker engine. So this thing's going to be pulling more air, and it's also got the Whipple going on top of that. So I'm going to follow this build, see what this thing can do in the end on the dyno. So now I have the opportunity to ask you, Joe, tell us a little bit about this motor.
Well, actually, High Horse Performance got us this 426 short block with the Thitek heads. We're doing a custom cam in it. It's obviously got the Whipple going on it. We just had the Whipple get serviced by Whipple because when the motor grenaded itself on the stock motor, sent some metal through it. So that just got back today. Just finished assembling it so we can plop it in there and get her going.
Okay. So I made the mistake when I showed everybody the heads, and I said that they were stock heads, but they're not. They're Thitek heads.
Yeah, Thitek, they're okay. Their own casting, T6 aluminum, all CNC ported. So,
okay.
Yeah.
And what about them? They're CNC ported, but you got any flow numbers or anything like that?
Yeah, I think at like 600 lift, it's like 96 CFM on the intake, like 273 on the exhaust. That's 600 lift.
That's 600 lift.
Yeah. So and then go up from there.
And the cam was a 600 lift cam.
Yes.
Okay.
So just like I said, 426 with the Thitek heads. We got the ARP 2000 head studs.
Right, here they are.
Yep. You got obviously the main head studs, and then you got the upper ones near the intake. You got the open holes for the MSD lifters. That's for your variable valve lift stuff.
Oh, that's what this is right here?
Yeah, but we have non-MSD lifters in here, so we're pretty much deleting that. Those will be useless at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, but nothing too crazy. Stock rocker assemblies. They're well worth what they are. So they do the job just fine.
One thing I didn't ask was what actually was the stroke. Do you recall? It was.
I don't remember off the top of my head. I have to look, but it is a 426 stroker.
Okay.
BES makes it for the High Horse Performance.
Now, I did some homework to figure out how they actually achieve 426 cubic inches in one of these engines. This is a brand new block, so it has its stock bore, its standard bore, so to speak, at 4.09. But the stroke has been increased to just a little bit over 4 inches, and that's how you achieve 426 cubic inches in one of these motors. All right, guys, here's something else that I could show you. This is the cam for the big 426. Now this is going to get a Whipple, so this clearly you can see from the specs that this is a blower cam. Duration at 050, 233 to 243. I would say that's moderate, at least to me. I mean, I've run bigger cams than that in terms of duration. A little bit over 600 lift, but there you see low separation angle at 118. That's right, clearly indicates that it's a blower cam. Got to control the overlap, can't have too much with a blower cam. So you can see, guys, that 426 is one nice motor, and those Thitek heads are awesome. I didn't quite get the flow numbers on them, but I bet they flow a lot of air. Now, that cam that was selected for this engine, that's a street cam. It's not really that big of a cam, but then again, this is a street car. It runs on 93 octane gas. The owner drives it every day, and he's really happy with it. So now, let me take you inside. Let me show you how it rolled on the dyno. All right, everybody, we're finally going to get this car on the dyno. I've been waiting over a year to get this. Listen to this thing, man. Listen to that. All right, everybody, so this is a car that I featured on my channel a couple of times. This is a build that we had down here at 5-Bar Motorsports last year. The engine broke. It's got a big Whipple supercharger on it. It broke the stock motor. It's got Thitek heads. It's got a really big cam in it. And this car lays down some pretty good power. Like I say, finally we get an opportunity to see it on the dyno, so let's watch this one roll. All right, we'll just get a quick look at the motor. You can see the big Whipple. You can see he's still got the stock throttle body, so he's probably limited a little bit there. Really pulley down on this thing, long tubes. Like I say, Thitek heads, big Whipple, long tubes. This thing should make some torque, and we should see good horsepower out of it. Wow, 623 watts of torque. Look at how much torque. Picked up another 10 horsepower. That's about, I don't know, I would say about 725. Big torque numbers though out of this thing. Look at that. Nice power. Well, as you can see, guys, this 2015 Challenger is one badass machine. 633 horsepower on a Mustang dyno, that's a lot of power. If you put this thing in a dyno jet, it's going to make 700 horsepower easy. And 620 pound-feet of torque, that's going to get this car moving. You really don't want to mess with this thing on the street. And like I say, this is a street car. It runs on 93 octane gas. The owner loves it. He drives it every day. Just an example of the really cool builds that come out of 5-Bar Motorsports. There's always something like that down here at the shop. Now, I'm hearing rumors of some upgrades to this Challenger, possibly a bigger throttle body, some E85, retune. I would say with those mods, this thing would pick up another 100 horsepower easy. So anyway, guys, like I say, just another cool build down here at 5-Bar Motorsports. There's a lot of stuff like this to come, so stay tuned. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.